Okay, everything's up and running when you're ready to start.
John, right on time. Everybody. Well, it's 8 o'clock. I'll call the transit meeting to order. Call roll call. Looks like everybody's present except for John Menz. And we got Dave Bartlett, the chairman, included. I guess we'll go to approval of minutes of last meeting, December 9th.
I move to approve.
Second.
Darren made the motion. Kelly seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Same sign. Motion passes. Public hearing none. Nothing. No items. I guess John has now joined us, so include John on the roll call. Guess we'll go with staff reports.
Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Oh, no technical difficulties this month. That's perfect. Been a pretty busy month here with the holidays, and I'd just like everybody to welcome aboard Austin Witt as our new transit manager. We went through the hiring process here last week, Randy, I, and Heather, and Austin's the lucky man. So I'd like to welcome him aboard, and from now on, I'll probably let him take the reins. So after this month, so welcome Austin, and I think he's the man for the job.
Thank you. Hello again, everybody. Today I have a short PowerPoint just to kind of go through what we're up to over here. Is it showing? Okay, there we go. All right. Today we're going to look a little bit at what we did this last year, being this is the first year or the first month of the new year, and then what we have coming up for 2021 and team goals, and then questions if anybody has any. Looking back to the 2020 Doorstop in Red Cedar, our door-to-door handicapped and elderly bus. Looking back after Q1, when everything kind of came to a halt, we went down to a little under half what we did in Q1 and Q2, and it's ramped back up with Q3 and Q4, which has been nice to see. And in Q4, a lot more has been done with one bus compared to two. So we've been getting a lot better utilization out of that as well. Looking back at the last 5 years here, everything is staying pretty consistent through. It goes 2020 and back. So the first bar you see in every one of these months is 2020 and goes back to 2015. And through most months out of these last 5 years, everything's been very consistent between 600 and 700 riders per month. There are some outliers in there, but for the most part, it's staying pretty steady, other than we're at about 50% of what we normally do this year compared to normal years, which out of all of our routes, this has been staying a little bit more towards what a normal year would be for ridership. Our 2020 community route, this includes the Stout kids that utilize the community bus to go from North Campus to South Campus, as well as to go around town. And this includes all the community members as well. As you can see, after Q1, when Stout went virtual, it did drop 90%. And it has started making its way back up. Q2 is mostly the summer months when all the students are gone. Q3 includes September when the kids are back, and then Q4 was jumped up. Ridership recap of 2015 to 2020 community. Most of these bars are increasing every year since 2015, which has been nice to see. And in February, hitting over that 2,000 mark. And when Stout went virtual and everything kind of shut down, we have been, down considerable on those blue graphs after April through December. 2020 Stout Route and Stout PM Route. Q1, 27,000. Q2, everything after March went virtual, and we did not run till September 1st and that weekend. And then Q3, 2,500 when the weather was warmer, and we're coming back up at 7,400 for Q4. This fall, we also went to more efficient gas buses while classes became all virtual. 2015 to 2020 daytime ridership. This is staying pretty consistent between 10 and 14,000 riders a month, especially during the colder months. And the blue graph, 2020, we've been sitting at about 30% of what a normal year would be. But with keeping our social distancing policies and with our smaller, more efficient buses helping out during this time, it's been a happy medium. Winter break schedule. What have we been up to since the new year? Drivers come in at 10 a.m. before their 11 o'clock lunch breaks for the other drivers. And one bus is on the docket about every 2 days. And between the 2 days, 2 different drivers go through a task list of cleaning them and reconditioning the insides, getting it ready for the new year and making sure they stay nice. We have a nice fleet and we're trying to keep it that way. Us in the office here working on file finalizations, getting everything from 2020 filed, copied, and put upstairs. Cross-training employees. Another driver is going to be cross-training in the dispatcher position here in the next couple weeks before second semester starts to help out on as a backup. Our main dispatcher, Bruce, had to call in for the week because he had a family member take a fall, and just like that, cross-training employees really helps with making sure we don't skip a beat. And last thing that we're up to is prepping for second semester. We'll have another meeting with Stout here before second semester starts, and Darren's in the meeting here today, but we'll be touching base on kind of what the plan is for second semester and what all is needed and how we can help out. 2021 team goals. I sent an email out to all the staff members, seeing what they were looking for, as well as what I was looking for our team. And we did a great job in 2020. I think we had 3 complaints, nothing big, just kind of where's the bus? Why is the app not working? Stuff like that. And we want to get both accidents and complaints to 0. Ridership increase, the percent is a little bit hard to put a standard 20% or 10% goal on that with kind of not knowing what the outlook is going to be. So I'm leaving that box empty right now with everything being up in the air, but either way, it's going to get better. a 1 hour community route, really looking to get that implemented in the summer of 21. So it's a lot easier to follow if it's possible. Worked pretty hard on it before this fall, this last year, and a few tweaks with some of our veteran drivers that had input on it is really going to help for trying to get it done next summer. Staff suggestions, electronic time cards, an app for their phone potentially to be able to do everything like not on paper, pretty time consuming, and that was one of their suggestions. And then employee polos, kind of getting a standardized nice polo for employees to wear if they'd like, and be encouraged. And I think I was all aboard for that suggestion as well. Other than that, what questions can I answer? There's a lot of information in a small period of time, and everybody loves bar graphs.
Dave, go ahead.
The bus route that we got the grant on for to the industrial park, to the businesses, you know where that's at or what's happening with that?
The commute to careers.
Correct.
John can touch on that. I need to.
Right now, Dave, that is kind of on hold due to COVID. A lot of the businesses were either in a holding pattern or kind of laying off. When we've had discussions in the past, for right now, that was just going to kind of just remain flat or go by the wayside here until this COVID thing goes away and everybody starts ramping their businesses back up. So that's kind of in a holding pattern as of right now.
Okay.
Until there's a need.
Darren, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Chair Bartlett stole my thunder. That would be my question as well. And John's right, of course. I did participate in one of the forums that we had with the businesses and had some interaction with that. So when that kind of resurfaces, Austin, I'd be happy to fill you in, at least from my perspective, where we're at and some of the strategies I think would be helpful to try to move that forward. But yeah, of course, it's in a holding pattern. And certainly within the Dunn Economic Development, which actually owns that grant, there's been a lot of change as well. I'm hopeful we can make it move forward in the future.
Darren, do you know if there's been any insight with second semester or staying virtual?
Yeah, we will be in person with a blend of classes, basically a similar percentage as fall semester. So it'll be a blend of in person and online, about the equal amounts. So I think your ridership would be very similar. I did see an email yesterday from the Stout Student Association rep, the director of sustainability. He was working and schedules on, so that I would say, and classes are scheduled to begin on January 25.
Any other questions on any of that?
Randy, if I could just chime in with just touch base on the rest of the report. Now, with Austin being hired as transit manager, we're going to reach out to Pi to have his former operations manager position filled. In mid-December, I did sign the contract with Pi. So we got that off to Danette at the DOT. So we're good to go there. I covered the transit manager search update. Austin's our man for that. Paul had me add this Chippewa St. Croix Rail Commission, and I know you guys are going to discuss this afternoon at exec. It's basically the public transit, the commuter rail to the cities utilizing the Union Pacific line here that basically parallels I-94. So that's in the works right now. I believe the city of Menominee and Eau Claire County have all passed resolutions supporting this. So I believe that it kind of came in late, Paul said, so he added it to the list, but I'm sure that Dunn County's involvement is going to be coming up here shortly. The capital projects, we are still waiting now for the chargers to arrive, and then MJ Electric will get scheduled, and I haven't heard or touched out with Steve from the state, from the DOT, to see what the status is on our electric buses. So we'll follow up on that now in January and February. The latest that I heard was possibly April, but if that Altoona testing grounds got shut down again with COVID, then they could get backed off a little bit more. But I anticipate the chargers being installed and ready to roll by the time that our electric buses show up. So we should be able to utilize them right away. Last thing I'd like to touch on is the financials, if everybody has that in front of them. Obviously, our budget, our actual budget revenues and expenditures are way down due to COVID and ridership and everything. Right now, our total revenues is right around 580,000. Our consume budget is about 675,000. But we are still waiting for the reimbursement check for the bus shelters. So when we receive that, John McLaughlin will back that into 2020 where it should be received. We're going to be really close to being spot on with a small discrepancy either way, depending on what the final check number is. So for transit, I think as far as 2020, though the revenues were down, our expenditures were also down. And I think we're going to come in fairly close to for a net zero as what I think that's the best we can hope for. So, and still provided the service that was needed. So unless Austin has anything else to chime in, that kind of concludes our staff report.
Hey, John.
Yes.
This is Darren. Did Dunn County Transit receive any direct CARES money for any CARES or COVID expenditures?
I know we submitted for some, and I would have to talk with John McLaughlin to see if we got reimbursed. And I know we did get the facilities. I know Scott told me that we did receive the facilities, and I know there was a few things that we submitted for PPE at Highway we did. So I'm assuming, I'll double check with John, but we should have gotten our reimbursement for that also.
Thank you.
Did we lose Randy?
I think we did.
I was just wondering that too. I was, while we're waiting for him to come back, that rail thing. I asked Paul to add that to this agenda because in the past, that type of stuff has gone through transit and highway. And so just to keep you up to date, but yeah, there was a video meeting week before last, I think. I can't remember exactly the date, but anyway, explained what they're doing and asking municipalities, counties to join in. And if we do that, excuse me, if we do join in, then we will have someone at the table at the meetings. So we'll be represented by somebody. But so I put it on executive right away, but I wanted to put it on transit and highway just for discussion. So, but executive we'll be ruling on that, and then if they move it on to the county board, we will move on that then at county board. So if there's any questions, I can try to answer them, but that's what it is.
Dave, when did this resurface recently? Because I know we had talked about it a year and a half ago, and it must have escaped my radar because I didn't see anything with Eau Claire. And then when Paul said that the city of Menominee was involved, and now just actually last night when I was reading the news is when I seen the first article in the paper about it. So it kind of slipped by me here this second time. And I was just wondering how your involvement came up.
Well, years ago when this was started, I guess it started before my time, but after I got elected, the first meeting that came up at that time, both Dolly and I were going to go to it. And I said, well, it doesn't pay for both of us. So I let her do it. So where it went from there, I don't know exactly. I was just trying to find where my calendar here. I know it was late December, but anyway, I got an email or whatever invite to it, and that's when I became involved. So yeah, it all happened pretty for us anyway. It happened pretty quick, just recently.
Have they updated the study or the numbers, or are they still basing it off of what they done 3-4 years ago when this kind of got off the ground?
I think they're still basing it off most of that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I've gone there for a while. Computer is going blank on me. Any other discussion on anything, or I don't know what I missed, so. Otherwise, nothing.
You didn't really miss anything, and I just wanted to say welcome to Austin.
Yes, I was just going to say.
Thank you.
Thanks, Austin, and very good for the presentation. I like to see the numbers like that. I don't think we've ever really seen that before. So in a simple format anyways, like that. So I appreciate that. If there's nothing else, I guess we can adjourn the meeting and move on to highway.
Bye.
Thank you.
Folks. Well, it looks like we have 8 minutes before we can start. So I don't know, grab some